joining of the most formidable movement, political movement in Jamaica. This is the movement of the people of Jamaica.
Hey, move out my way. Oh, yes, so nice.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, tonight Liz is in the studio with us, and maybe some other friends will join us. But we have a program here to bring you tonight. Welcome if you're just joining the platform, and if you are a returning subscriber, I welcome you back. So, guys, as you can see in the topic, Vybz Kartel Bombshell, and Lisa Hanna has this to say about why PNP and Democrats lost in 2016 and 2024 respectively. I think it is worth hearing, what Lisa has to say. And that's what Liz and I will talk about tonight. And you guys, I want you guys to join the discussion because we are going to examine why the PNP lost 2016 and see if it's a fair comparison, because right now, we already talked about, and, we'll probably have some updates in the coming days and weeks about the election loss of Kamala Harris. But it is very interesting, and I don't know if it's a fair comparison, like I said, but we are going to discuss it over here tonight, and we will see if it is a fair comparison. So let us just go ahead and acknowledge our friends. I forgot bring on the breaking news first, I forgot bring on the bombshell news. KARTEL put up something about our go on Instagram, one video. And I gotta make on hear it because I can't believe this, me can't believe this, people. Cheese and peas. All right, me could pick up a friend them. Who they here? Is the moderator here yet? I don't see the moderator yet. Good night, Silver Fox. Miss Donna, welcome back. Marva, I see you. Thank you for joining. Guys, make sure that you are hitting up the like button and you're sharing this with somebody. Come I feel like say everybody fi hear this tonight. But we are gonna play so first. East Portland people, wanna come in at this, wanna need to hear this tonight. My gosh. My gosh. I am all for unity. And big up yourself, Cornell. All right. Liz?
Hello?
Yes, Liz, say hi to the audience and...
Hello, good people of Jamaica and across the globe who tune in.
Yeah, man. So Liz, I go join you tonight, and me don't know if 411 wanna stop by. She may not. We'll see. Because this topic about why the PNP lost, I think it would be good to hear, various. And you know what? I think I want to open up the floor. Maybe put a link when the moderator come. I'm going to give the moderator the link to put in the comments. So if anybody wants to join and share their view on the 2016 general election of Jamaica, I invite you to come up in the box and speak, because I have my opinion about why they lost, why the PNP lost. I'm sure Liz has hers too, but I'm going to share Lisa's with you and then we'll discuss it, okay? But guys, before we go any further, guys, let me know when the moderator reaches. In the meantime, let me just play this video for you. Just play this video for you with what Vybz Kartel said. And then we'll go from there. Just a second. Here it goes.
Yeah, good night, Gaza Nation. I have a pressing message. I want people to understand. Whether you I'm going to represent for Isaac Buchanan as a brethren. Because I know I'm running in politics thing and thing. And a lot of people take it out of proportion along political divide. And we understand that this is Jamaica. You know what I mean? A politically harsh environment. But remember this, Vibes Cartel, first and foremost, my allegiance is to the people of Jamaica. Whether you're PNP, whether you're Labour right, Vibes Cartel allegiance is to the people of Jamaica. Because Jamaica make me rich. You understand? Yes. And me and Isaac good. Me and Daryl Vaz good. Me no know him wife, but she look like a cool lady to me. You know what I mean? So, big up Miss Vaz and thing, yeah. So, the point I try to make is this. Don't get the thing twisted. Me's an artist first and a businessman next. And Isaac is a friend of mine. Daryl Vaz is a friend of mine because I've known him for years. Matter of fact, I know him from like 2008, 2009. You know what I mean? So, don't get the thing twisted. I want Jamaica, me say. That if I go over there, so the youth them are going to lift me up. And if I go over here, so the youth them are going to lift me up. Why if he lift me up? But you don't know what I mean. Don't? Oh, this under my nose. I'm out.
Yes, people, more for hear on upon this. All right. Let me just take a minute for we in and then me gonna let in Liz and then me gonna read some of the comments. Them so wanna tell we wanna think about what Vibes Cartel just say. So Vibes Cartel come out of prison. Him lawyer Isaac Buchanan take him on this political detour, right? Vibes Cartel hired Isaac to be him lawyer. I mean, I know if Vibes Cartel feel like say him owe Isaac something, but him allow himself, Cartel allow himself to make him lawyer, carry him for come take this political hard line, this political side. It's not like Vibes Cartel made a public statement to say, listen, I am endorsing Isaac Buchanan to be the candidate in East Portland. Vibes Cartel showed up at the PNP's conference. He was advocating for Isaac. He said that he's a PNP because of where him come from and Ray. Everybody knows say him a PNP long time. So, I mean, this sudden detour of Cartel now, which is a language of unity. And I'm all for unity, okay? But this sudden language now of Cartel saying, oh, it's not like that. You know, it's not like that. I'm over here, you know, Mr. PNP, Mr. JLP, you know, me know Vaz, I sat a friend, me like Vaz and me know him long time, 2008, so that would have been before Cartel know ISAT. So what is this mixed message? My opinion, right now, Mr. Cartel come out a few days ago and say he might have a Black Friday sale on him ticket them to him concert, 50% off. 50% off, you know. I don't know how much one ticket costs. But in my humble opinion, me feel like the Cartel I try sell some more tickets. I want some more ticket for sale. Because maybe he got that advice from Joe, who is the promoter. Or maybe must say, John, on second thought, maybe this politics thing when I take up with Ice that cost me supporters and patrons to the concert. So him have to come out now, come say, listen me, don't take what me say serious. Me support the two candidate them. Me support Mr. Vaz, me support him wife, me like him wife. Me alright with them. And me alright with ISAT. Reverse psychology. Liz, tell the people them what you think.
Good night again, everybody, and hope you will enjoy the show like I did last night. And as always, here we have a killer instinct emerging again. Man is just a killer. And what he has done is to kill Isaac Buchanan, really. Because He want that big crowd at the concert. The JLP youth them are saying, so you deal with it, can open him mouth and say him Ray PNP and him come from everybody know. It's a long time. And then obviously the JLP youth them say, all right, yeah, PNP, go back off. Him ticket sales is very poor. Therefore, him does say, watch out. It better to kill ISAT than to try isolate the youth them. And that is exactly what he did. Him is so superficial. Him is so superficial because himself and the Jamaican people are make him rich. So when him come out, that's all him did have to say, be neutral, speak neutrally, come to the people and say, well, people, I have been exonerated. I did not kill Lizard, neither did any of my co-accused. We did not kill Lizard, but him can't say so. Him come out, him take a side, him go wherever at the Rise Them conference and him do that the Rise leaders start use him too. And I start giving the public the hardcore impression that Vibes Cartel left one time everything. And no, I Vibes Cartel just crush him, kill him, killer instinct can't change.
At least that is a heavy statement that you just make still,
Yeah, yeah man, him have a killer instinct, it can't. Him just kill Isaac Buchanan. So it don't make sense. Isaac go to East Portland, go campaign. Cause Vibes Cartel same like Anne Marie Vaz, a nice lady. The constituent them no want to hear no more than that. So but Isaac go pack it up and pack it in. Him just kill him more. You see a killer instinct is something you can't change. It
All right,
ingrained.
all
Mm.
right. Um, what Cartel just say, it cannot help ISAT, in my view. Cause let's just tell on a fair view, and in my view now, as I explained previously, and I'm not gonna get into it again, but what Vibes Cartel just said did more harm to ISAT than anything. He did a complete 360 for ISAT. Let me read some of the comments them real quick before we go anywhere. He realized that his fan base is not based on PNP only, it is a mixture. So it is the right thing for him to do. Omika, from a business standpoint and a business perspective, yes, I totally agree with you. But don't you think it's a little too late for that, Liz? Don't you think that it's late because him come put the wrong foot before the other? When him come out and come jump in a PNP something as an artist who a put on a concert when him want all patrons to come. At the wrong, him do the thing in a reverse. If him didn't want to help ISAT, him should have even say, all right, ISAT, me go hold off for my support for you. Let me just go on with my concert, and then after that now, when the election call, me will come give you a strength. Where's about that, Liz? Liz? I don't know what happened. She'll come back soon. Erica said he sounds like he's trying to walk on the line. He does not want to come across as supporting anyone's side. Yeah, but Erica, it's too late. It's late. Very late. He might come say he made a run for politics, and if he might run, he made a run on a PNP ticket because everybody know a long time where him come from, which is a PNP area, and Ray. So you cannot reverse something like this late in the game. People already done form them opinion already. The cartel support PNP. Them not even say ISAT. Because I make ISAT carry him go to the conference, go palav with him on the stage, and him go there go talk and say Mark, I go tell the people them Ray. So him done jumping at the thing head first.
Yes.
Him jumping at head first already. All right. Cartel CM1 said that him like politics. And
Yes, he did.
him realize say what they tell him is not so it go. Sorry, I mean him same one don't like politics. I thought that's what you meant, Mark. Exactly, Lodge. Human beings cannot be trusted. People will speak from the two sides of their mouths. Could be a business ploy. His fans are in both parties. Sales might not be as expected. Yeah, man, that's what I feel. But one thing Daryl Vaz a feel you now and him wife who out know that cartel commit attack there. If VK wants to make money, he can't take sides. Ticket not selling. Too late, Marian, too late. I don't believe him. He is using reverse psychology. People was picking out because of his support for ISAT.
Not you can't hear me?
Yeah, man.
Oh. Alright.
ISAT getting money already. Yeah. It looked to me like say maybe the sales them was steady before him go carry himself going at the politics so deep. And it looked like from him do that the ticket sales slow down. My little speculation here is that maybe he meet with the promoter and Joe could have said to him, say, you know what, Mr. Palmer, ticket sales them now go how it's supposed to go, So Ray, you want the politics and them something there. Good night, Jamaica 411. Good night. May I go rewind it? May I go play back the video for all who just come? Thank you for your subscription, Top Notch. Thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, can you please hit the like button? For all of you who just came, I'm going to go ahead and replay the video, make everybody see what we're talking about. Our view over here, my view in particular, and Liz just shared that, is that Vybz Kartel just sink Isaac Buchanan, who everywhere him go is introduced as Vybz Kartel lawyer, and he has used Kartel to propel himself. Well, now Kartel is doing a 360 turn and saying, listen, me support the two candidate them. Me like the two, hold on, see it here.
Yeah, good night, Gaza Nation. We have a pressing message. I want people understand. Whether you're going to represent for Isaac Buchanan as a brethren, because I know I'm running in politics thing and thing. And a lot of people take it out of proportion along political divide. And we understand that this is Jamaica. You know what I mean? A politically harsh environment. But remember this, Vybz Kartel, first and foremost, my allegiance is to the people of Jamaica. Whether you're PNP, whether you're Labour right, Vybz Kartel allegiance is to the people of Jamaica, because Jamaica make me rich. You understand? Yes. And me and Isaac good, me and Daryl Vaz good. Me no know him wife, but she look like a cool lady to me. You know what I mean? So, big up Miss Vaz and thing, yeah. So, the point I try to make is this. Don't get the thing twisted. Me's an artist first and a businessman next. And Isaac is a friend of mine. Daryl Vaz is a friend of mine because I know him for years. Matter of fact, I know him from like 2008, 2009. You know what I mean? So, don't get the thing twisted. I want Jamaica, me say. That if I go over there, so the youth them are going to lift me up. And if I go over here, so the youth them are going to lift me up. Why if he lift me up? But you don't know what I mean. Don't? Oh, this under my nose. I'm out.
Yeah, people, so that is the language of unity. And so in a Jamaica right now, we really need some unity in the politics. So, irrespective of the fact that we sense a little, I don't want to use the word hypocrisy, but we kind of sense a little, Liz, help me find the word. The tactic we Cartel use for kind of bring back the Gaza fan base when alienate with politics. So you don't call that?
Him really superficial, man. Him superficial. Him no. him as him say him now no creator. Him is a artist and a businessman, but him never think about it before him act. Him act first, and then now the thought process kick in. So him become him is really superficial. Him just a surface face. Him not really genuinely check and did say that when Buju come home, Buju has been linked to a political alliance too. But when Buju come home and do the concert, Buju just come home and say, things is alright, blah blah blah. Him never pick no side and him put on the concert. Politicians from one side say, where shouldn't it go? And then after the politician went. You understand? But he never picked no side.
Mm-hmm.
That is genuine. This man come out and pick a side, turn up on a conference floor, make speech, and associate with the individual. Therefore, him can come do the 360 now and crush the man for the lady.
We never see this yet.
No,
But
that means you're superficial, you're fake. You understand? And the Gaza nation now, I'm glad them thing ya happen still because when you tell some people them no want believe and now it kick in, can go all over Spanish tongue go make statement
Lord
again.
Jesus, damage control. Gregory, I this me that look for. I don't know why
Right.
I couldn't think about the term before. Thank you, Gregory. A damage control, yeah.
Well
Because
it
me
can
see at the
it,
ticket, them, the ticket from me seeing come out, come do 50% Black Friday sale on the ticket. Me said, dang, it look like say ticket them not sell. But his justification for that was that him same care about poor people took I must say poor people help bill him too so him a go do a thing with the ticket. But me I say if you did feel that way there initially, you know should have make sure you think about poor people when you initially a come out with the ticket price them. Don't it?
yes.
Yeah,
So
but
in
anyway,
superficial,
him
in
say Black Friday
superficial,
sale. So, he might run the Black Friday thing, whatever, but me not understand. When as you say, when Buju first come out, no, but the only time I see Buju was when he might come through the airport at Jamaica and then taking picture. From that, we don't see Buju until the show. So for Cartel, me not know like me understand. Say Cartel might be feel like say him owe him life to the lawyers them because and remember I know Liz and I sat alone represented Cartel in the Privy Council. Other rest of lawyers were there too.
yeah, I thought was not the lead counsel. I thought was a part of the team, but Samuel
Right.
etc.
So
So
for
I thought,
so for Cartel now I behave like say I sat alone him. All the other rest of liar them now use him. Not try
yeah,
use him.
then that because they do not have political aspirations. So I sat and him come to an agreement. Yeah, will campaign for me and him start doing that. But as you say, him is a businessman, him concert ticket now go and him don't isolate a certain set of youngster already whether they carry him and Gaza. Him isolate them. So him a try rally back now. The damage control as the young person right to say. But the damage done do already. Some damage can never be control or recall. Because once you say it out of your mouth, it is that's what I mean I believe in an apology. Because you don't tell me already. You don't tell me already. Say, go, you fire it flat. And when you run come back and I say, boy, I'm sorry for say that. You don't say it already and the whole world hear you say it. So the apology thing don't make no fucking sense. You don't tell me already and the world hear. So the apology is just a lip service. And that's how I reach him, Him a come with lip service to the people them got the ticket sale now gone away. Me
No,
never,
sir.
me never expect
Let me
the
hear from
only
it.
thing.
Let me see. Any labor writing in the comment. Any labor writing in the comment. Whether you did that, wait, let me see. How me fi ask on this now? Is there any labor writing in the comment who did say maybe I would have got a cartel show, but then you see the political thing when come with and you say you're not about to go. Any labor right feel that way there?
Any labor who is Gaza fan or who was a Gaza fan.
Yeah,
Speak
yeah.
up.
Wanna tell me in the comment, anyone I wanna got turned off by cartels political um is obvious political campaigning. Cause a campaigning him go they go do with ISAT,
Yes.
Yeah man. So boy this kinda sticky.
And it do the more damage again to him, him ticket sales. Better him never bother say nothing. Better him did leave it and watch the flow. But this he
With
make
the
the
50%
situation double
off.
worse.
Yeah, better time they leave it with better time see what go on with the 50% off and see how it go
Yes,
from here.
yes.
Seems he lost some fans because of his stance. He did not endorse ISAT and said Vaz and him a friend and his wife looks like she's cool. I think he jumped ship on ISAT. It was affecting business. Cartel say, Cartel say money over everything.
Money over everything.
Lord Jesus, me I tell you, Liz, you see that's something the way you say a while ago, say you don't believe in an apology. You know me hear
Mm.
several people talk that's something they already. So
No,
look
but if me
people
look on you and tell you, say, go Natalie, your head favor bumpy this. And then, afterward, the whole world hear me tell you, say, your head bumpy. So when me I run come now, me can't take back the word. The apology is a waste of time. You don't say it already and you mean it. So when me I apology for what? Apology is a joke.
one man said to me one time, say him don't believe in an apology because him say people will come do the worst thing to you, damage you for life, and then them come say them sorry.
And them done damage you already.
Yeah, true. I mean for minor stuff, yeah, but certain things apology is not if sufficient
No,
enough.
once anything affects one of your greatest assets or your greatest assets, is your character. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Your character. And that stays with you for life. Therefore, when
So
somebody in the slightest way try and tarnish that, them cannot never ever apologize for repair what them do. No me go so.
So Gregory said, I am full Gaza. I'm a full Gaza fan who felt away when he appeared on the PNP stage. All when me know say him a PNP still. Me a full labor right after what I see Andrew do with this country. All right. So you got the concert. You gotta buy the half ticket, my friend. Ah boy. All right. Make we switch gears now. I want to show you guys something that Lisa Hanna posted. Cause Andrew Holness put out congratulations to Donald Trump. Mark Golden put out congratulations to Donald Trump. Lisa Hanna posted something about the election and she made a comparison. She made a comparison with the 2016 election loss of the PNP with the election loss of Kamala Harris. Let her just put on the screen what Lisa said, and then we're going to discuss it. Let me see if I can find the first part. Hold on. She says, when I reflect on our PNP 2016 general election campaign, we felt it was crucial to communicate our achievements in fixing the economy. We delivered messages like we've reversed a 40-year trend of deficit spending. Never before has Jamaica experienced a 7.5% fiscal surplus. We are successfully reducing our debt to GDP ratio. Jamaica is undeniably on the right path. Our accomplishments brought our debt to GDP ratio down from an alarming 140% to sustainable levels, laying the groundwork for the current low interest rates environment. We thought we were strong. We were wrong. Despite these achievements in February 2016, the PNP lost 14 of its 42 seats and has been in opposition since. Truth is, Jamaicans broadly didn't understand or care about the significance of fixing the macroeconomy or being taught fiscal literacy. For them, it was about fundamental bread and butter realities and whether they felt safe. It's the same playbook in democracies globally in an election cycle. When people reach a point of no return, it doesn't matter how strong you may think your campaign is, they will vote out a government. I anticipated the election results of November 5th. Then she had Kamala Harris, my sincere respect always for stepping up and running a strong campaign. Congratulations and all the best to President elect Trump. A word to the wise is sufficient. So, Liz,
Yes.
tell the people before I comment on this, I want you to, in about 5 minutes, tell the people why the PNP lost the election, or you can tell the people, I would rather you tell the people why Jamaica voted out the PNP in 2016.
Okay. First of all, it is important for you to understand when you're talking to electors. And the PNP was saying the same thing as Kamala. We fixed the economic situation, the macroeconomic situation. We fixed it. And now we are about to deliver. But in the campaign, Andrew said to them three things. I am going to give you 1.5. And he broke it down by saying, you get a 18,000 a month, you can build on a room. He spoke in the language that the everyday man understood. And he gave that impression, a false impression, that everybody going to get 18,000 a month or 1.5. Then he said he would double the minimum wage, right? Which the PAP was coming with, but they telling them first about the what they had achieved. And then he said he would deal with the matter of same sex situation. Now the people are the ordinary person, because he went down to like Coronation Market and took a picture with a manifesto with two eagles, and they thought, because I heard them in their conversation, they
Jamaica
thought,
411 is here. Sorry, Liz. Jamaica 411 is here. Everybody. So, Liz, remember, you have a limited time to
yeah
explain.
man,
So,
5 minutes, 5 minutes and done it. So
no.
you know the 1.5, the 18,000 are broken down to 18,000, 12,000, double. And the other thing that that was what the people heard, and so they galvanized. And of course, there was an internal war against the PNP MP, because there was a team that had brought 12 persons to challenge 12 sitting MP. So the MPs were caught on both sides. Internal battle, and what Andrew had said to the people, right? He made promises, and of course there was the other one. You are going to be able to sleep with your doors and your windows open.
Okay. So,
And
the people
the-
them vote in one sentence. Tell us why the people of Jamaica voted out the PNP, irrespective of all these achievements in 2016.
because of what they heard from Andrew, the money, and the simple case of money, bread and butter. They thought that they were also being a part of this, and them can sleep with them door and them window open.
So, you're basically saying you agree with Lisa and what she just said.
Yeah, man, what Lisa
Oh.
saying is true. Kamala said the same thing. Kamala was talking to the American people and saying, look, we did this in 4 years, and we are now about to deliver other part, like raising the minimum wage, cutting the tax, the cost of medication for the seniors, bringing the parental $6,000, $25,000 for startup business. But Trump came and Trump scared them. Trump said them letting the whole immigrant mad people from them hospital and them prison, and the mad people them a come in, them a kill off your picnic and bring two people who tell lie. Them picnic was their child was murdered by immigrants. And so while Kamala was speaking to them rationally on what was coming, now that they have balanced, the inflation was down 2%, and they took it down from Trump, leaving it at what, 5-6%. They have brought it down. While they were talking in that political high language, Trump was scaring the shit out of them because he had stopped the bill, the border bill, and then he started to tell them, and he started to send and say, Kamala father is a socialist. Kamala is a, and the American people are very gullible because they're the only person, only nation in the world, the white one, them mainly, that is being scammed. So him use the scare tactics and really frighten the hell out of them. And of course, Kamala got 3 months. Joe Biden should have retired after 2 years. Put her in the job as president for 2 years and let people them see and feel her, right? And Joe Biden overstayed. After 2 years, when him reached 80 and celebrate him 80th birthday, him should have said, all right, now step and give her 2 full years. And with the scare tactics, of course, the majority, him lose 7 million more than he got in 2020. But Kamala, in 3 months, 67 million people. That's good. But it's just the American psychic, right? And he knows how to play into it. And he did the same thing happen in Jamaica 2016, and he played into it. So now the reality is starting to kick in because
Mm.
Texas is saying you have to be showing your citizenship, ID citizenship, like apartheid South Africa. We knew this was coming. They have in Texas, I saw it on the news this evening, they're now going to have to be showing ID to get medical attention, and it's going to get worse.
Jamaica 411, thank you for that list. Jamaica 411, come in. You want to say
Mm.
anything regarding because I know you were in the chat when you were talking about Cartel and what him just come do with ISAT and Vaz and the East Portland, West Portland situation. You want to make a comment on that and Lisa Hanna's opinion on the loss of the PNP 2016 and now the Democrats 2024?
Well, I don't know what Lisa said. I didn't. I was off trying to link back, so
Oh,
I didn't have you playing in the background. But for Vibes Cartel,
oh, all right. Well, this is what I'll do. While you are explaining, I'm going to send you what Lisa said so you can look at it and then you can go and talk in the meantime though about cartel and when though. Go ahead.
well, yes. What you know say about the ticket? What him do with the ticket?
Mm.
Him sell the ticket at half price.
You must tell your background loud man.
Yeah, sorry. Gonna
Yeah.
sound him selling ticket at half price.
Yes, him
Offering
said
to.
Black Friday, Black Friday.
All right. Well, that now, and then that occurred, and suddenly he come out with this thing. This associating himself more or less from the politics that he had associated himself with. And no, it seems as if what's been happening is that the ticket sale is down and not going as robustly as them expected,
Or how it
right?
started out, right?
Now, I don't know why he assumed that it was because of his political stance. It could have been too because him fell. And people out there are telling people, say, waste the money to buy tickets to go because that man can't perform. Remember, a lot of people lick out against it, saying
Oh.
that, look, anybody who go spend the money to go watch him, them don't see how him can perform because him is a sick man. So they'll be wasting the money. However,
Mm-mm.
obviously, he went and did his research and came to the conclusion that it was the politics and his political stance. Him know Vaz from long time, from 2008,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know the wife, but she seemed like a cool lady. And I sat him friend too, but it seemed as if Vaz is a bigger friend, is
From
what him seemed to be
2009, you
saying.
mean?
Yes. So indirectly, he seemed to be saying that since Vaz I'm big friend from 2008, I sat just him new friend, that him look like him endorsing um Well, not, no, I don't think him endorsing her, but I think he's literally not endorsing ISAT.
So you agree with are you saying I disassociate himself from the politics?
Him trying to, because he probably thinks that people, the labor rights out there, you see,
And
them think
maybe
that he,
independent people too, Maybe some independent people them not really like when you insert politics in a certain things.
exactly, but he probably thought that he's Vibes Cartel, and anywhere he walk, people would walk behind him like the shepherd.
Mm.
And evidently, he's now finding out that the Jamaican people are a little bit more independent minded than they thought, and they will walk away from you if you do something that they don't, they're not into. Now, people believe that him killed somebody. Some people probably don't believe he had anything to do with it, and that's
Mm.
probably why they continue to support him. So suddenly, him realize now that Vibes Cartel can't lead nobody anywhere. The Jamaican people are doing the leading, and therefore him came out now and is saying, "Listen, I am a Jamaican first."
Mm-hmm.
Then when him say he's a businessman after, and what's the third one?
I don't think him
And
get
he's an artist. I think himself is an artist, Jamaican first artist, and then a
art.
businessman,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
politics no figure nowhere enough for him thing is basically what he's saying. So don't get it twisted,
Nobody not twist
right?
nothing. Oh, him present the thing people are look on it. What you mean by nobody a twist? Nobody not twist nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people have spoken, and he's responding, right? So
Mama,
he's saying, "Listen,
you believe him did have this feeling say him could have influenced people politically and him not see that happen as well.
that's exactly what he thought. And that's what they thought when they brought him to the PNP meeting and put him on the platform. They believed that the youths now would run back at him. And you remember we were saying that that not necessarily true because you have some youths who support the Labour Party and them not go in and not like that. And you have some youths who are burn out politician, then they not like that with him. And therefore, it seemed as if now he's now experiencing what it is that we were saying at the time, that they will leave him. Hold on a little music. That they will leave him because, or step back because of
Hmm.
the stance that he was taking. So he deliberately tried to, and you're right. I think he was doing it for ISAT because ISAT helped him so much.
But Anna Isat one did up on the case with him.
No, but ISAT is the one that is in politics
Oh.
and apparently needed the boost. So he was there probably giving advice. I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He probably thought going to the PNP meeting would have gotten him a lot of fans too, because the PNP has a big base.
Mm-hmm.
And think that the other youths them probably wouldn't care because it's Vibes Cartel and then love him. Him now know that the political feelings of people and opinion run deep and they will look beyond him.
Oh, because really and truly, in fairness, say in America, you know how the musicians and actors and actresses here in America, they are not shy to voice their political allegiance or preference or whatever. Some of them even go to political parties to perform and speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So really and
But the,
truly, them me not think that them have any concern about whether they may turn off people. But me no know. Maybe in a Jamaica it look different, yeah, man.
no, I think did he say something like that in his thing that in
No, me
Jamaica
I say
we
him said
no did,
Jamaica is politically. I don't remember the term him use.
yes, and realize so that we don't joke longer when it comes to the politics.
What a something eh?
The
But
political
other
divide,
but other
exactly what you
but
said.
other art what I'm saying?
In the term, it is a political divide and a very harsh, hostile political climate. But we understand that that is Jamaica. That's what he said.
Yeah, but other artists associate with either of the party. I don't know if them suffer any penalty. I think
No,
that maybe he was doing something different. He was out there with him fists, as you're showing here, and he was up and down with a candidate who's about to challenge a Labour Party candidate, which I think is different. I don't know if any of the artists are walk behind anybody who is an who is challenging for a seat,
We never
which
seen an
is
artist
different.
in a Jamaica campaign, no, dancehall artists. We never seen any dancehall artists in Jamaica campaign for a politician on a campaign trail, have we? I don't think so.
Okay,
Yes,
we
we
see
have.
them.
Yes,
Who
we
that?
have.
Dance, who do that?
Um,
Loving
Admiral
dear,
Bailey, George Wales, um,
loving dear.
Yeah, yeah, what I just tell is, me say
eh.
dancehall artist, me say no.
Then those are two dancehall giants, Admiral
No
Bailey.
man,
and-
no man, you have reggae and you have dancehallists. Come on.
No, no, no. Dancehall artist Admiral Bailey and Josie Wales.
They're not dancehall though. I think they're reggae.
No, they are dancehall artists.
All
Old
right.
time dancehall artist, and probably the first set,
It's not
I
the old
think.
time. They were
You know
80s,
what is
90s.
dancehall artists them like say from about 25 years ago or maybe 30 years, I don't know. But they're more radical and they're more anti-establishment, anti-system. Cause
Also, Angela.
Even Carter himself do music will lick out from politics. Very wicked. You understand? Lick out
Mhm.
from politics and him even lick out from JLP and PNP.
Mhm.
Emergency me
And
a suffer around here. Two party and at the same sad song them a play. The two of them
and
want
and
some bitch lick. So
and people support him for that because him a talk now on their behalf. So even if them a
yes,
PNP or JLP, them will support him.
yes.
But when they take aside and uh, and then was proposing, it would appear. Didn't he go join Isaac Buchanan out of East Portland?
Yes.
Me
Well,
no
there you
know.
are.
Me no know. East, let me see if we have a subscriber down at East Portland. East Portland, tell we in a comment if cartel been down there since I sat thing there. Beanie Man, you know, so if I tell you the truth, Beanie Man, woman did in the thing, so we not really gonna say Beanie Man just take up himself like that. But remember, say,
No, man. Before Beanie Man, before Beanie
Liz,
Man.
hold on, Liz, hold on, man. Down at East Portland, me see Beanie Man go down there already, and Beanie Man talk on the stage, say, I pay him, I get paid, I work him, I work. That's what he said. So him never really want nobody think say, boy, I'm a political activist. Whether I'm a PNP or not. I heard Beanie Man talk this. Me I said then, oh, Beanie Man could have come at the people them thing and him wife, not him wife, sorry. Him baby mother there with him, who was a PNP YO president, and him a go make a talk say I pay him, I get pay, I work him, I work. You
I think
understand?
him a PNP, but you see, him want everybody to know, so I'm switching
Is
switch
and
on them.
he has been on stage at platform long before he met Crystal. In the national arena, he has been to conference. In the national arena, and he perform. And there's no problem with that because everybody, being man, understand protocol and him no forget through. And he's an entertainer, so nobody, him never go to the length where cartel go to. But
Well,
being man,
performing at a thing there, performing at a one night event on a political platform and campaigning with somebody in a car with them every day. You gone make them use you. Look here, man, a different sitting this. Don't it for what?
Of course, he
A
was
different
campaigning. He was trying to use his popularity and the fact that people love him and support him to
yes,
galvanize support for the PNP, and it backfire upon him. So he might
yes.
make everybody know say I'm a Jamaican first. I'm a politics, and I'm an artist. I'm
A
a
unity
politician.
and the language
Yeah,
of unity
right.
will come with because
Yeah,
him
and him a
unity.
past. That would have come in like when some white people say that him have some black person who is his best friend. You remember they always do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? When they
I
try to
think
prove, say, I hate black people because, black people, black people are your best friends and all kind of something. If you have a best friend who's happen to be black.
him
Well,
want
like him I try
him
to
want
say.
a unity. Him want a unity around him concert. But him should have think about that first.
but
No,
ladies,
But him never know say it would have happened to him. Him thinks
but
him
look now.
powerful.
No, but look now. Worse like how PNP is at such a deficit right now. Are the wrong thing him do now,
But
PNP
ladies,
is at a deficit with Mark Golding. Look here, I'm telling you something, people.
PNP is
Mark,
divided with Mark Golding.
yeah, PNP is divided, and also the type of person that the PNP take have as them leader, who is the most unpopular politician in Jamaica's history. And him not no style, the people don't know him a what. If him a Jamaican, British, we confused. I never ever did want to give up in British citizenship. Me know Carter did in a prison and say, I since him come out this happen, or in a prison. Me no remember.
but ladies,
But,
can I ask a question? Do
mm-hmm.
you do you think Vibes Cartel? Seriously, do you think Vibes Cartel is more of a damaged property that should be isolated from political platforms? Or do you think it's really an asset? Because any conscious, sensible person seeking politics getting blame. But why is politics getting blame? Politics, nothing is wrong with politics. As I keep saying, characters are the problem that comes. I think that had Isaac Buchanan been anybody of quality to be in politics in Jamaica. He, although he's a lawyer by profession and he did his job, he won his case, he won him in freedom. The next step, he should have distanced himself because the man is damaged goods. I'm asking the question: do you think he's an asset to the political landscape, whether PNP, JLP, or is he a liability? That's my question. Vibes Cartel.
Jamaica 4-1.
No person, unless it's a political conviction, but no person with certain kind of conviction should have been anywhere near politics. What them should be in is the communities. I talk to the youth them who, and I try to steer them away from badness. That would be their role. Then I have no business in the politics. If you take thief and to make laws, you think that stealing will be a crime? So you see, politics. We have enough problem with politics with people who supposedly clean, much less people that people get caught. I mean, and you must also remember, before they get caught, they probably were doing, you don't know what they do before they make the mistake and get caught. So politics is supposed to be for certain people. And then when you make certain mistake, you go along in the private sector and you stay there. You know, no business in the politics at all. So neither Isaac Buchanan nor Cartel are supposed to be nowhere near the politics. Right? I'm staying at the background. Isaac him go and do him a do because of him experience and help the youth them. Right? And chat on politics, you're free for talk on politics, support whichever party. But you're not supposed to be nowhere near the politics, but you're run
So
in
your
any
answer
election.
is that is a liability.
Of course.
I agree with you. Not your time.
In my opinion, um, I am not the one who is gonna say that, you know, people should be people should be ostracized, out of anything. I understand that Vibes Cartel can be viewed as a liability as well as Isaac Buchanan because of the different issues that they had being, you know, sentenced to prison for 10 and 13 years respectively. To the point that Jamaica 4-1 makes. In politics, there is a certain standard as with some professions. For example, sitting the bar. When Isaac came home to Jamaica and sat the bar, a lot of Jamaicans had a problem with that, especially those in the legal fraternity, because they felt like there was a certain standard. And, a Jamaican who committed a crime in Jamaica, and Isaac, one of his convictions happened in Jamaica at the time. They were saying that this is strange. We've never had this happen before. Why are we doing this? So I think that there's a certain standard and you can't really fight down the thing because of the standard that's there. Because you have to have the standard, right? No. Here is where the issue comes in. On the screen, you're looking at Shine. Shine is from Belize, and Shine was deported to Belize after serving 10 years at Rikers Island. after he was in a nightclub with P. Diddy and man get shot and one heap or something. And Shine went back to Belize and became opposition leader. His father was the prime minister at one point. So what is going on here between the three of them, between Shine, Isat, and Kartel? A lot of people in America had sympathy for Shine because they were saying that Shine was in the nightclub and he was, he didn't initiate the fight and he was defending Diddy and one heap or something. And they must say it was extreme to have deported him after he spent 10 years in prison. And them little thing there. So people kind of say, boy, the punishment did kind of harsh upon him and them something there. You understand? With ISAT now, with his drug conviction, people might have looked upon it and say, 2 drug offenses of trafficking, him do him time, him rehabilitate, him come home, him go to university, him sit the bar and rate and give him another chance. Some people are willing to give him a chance, but they don't want to give him a chance in the politics where the standard that Jamaica 411 just said. You have Kartel now, who is a totally different case because Kartel was found guilty and sentenced on the charge of homicide. Kartel was not acquitted. And this me hear people are saying now. Say Kartel was not acquitted of the crime itself, of the homicide itself, but he was let go on technicality. So while you have some people where I say, the system shouldn't do that to him, I may agree with that. Or them use the juror after the thing done corrupt already. Me totally against that. Them shouldn't do that. That was not nice. And the Privy Council said so, right? So Kartel was not acquitted. The fact still remained he was not acquitted. So a lot of people have a problem with Kartel and that same standard that we talk about that's in the politics. You see what I say, people?
Yes.
So while we are for second chances, I think the foundation of the argument here, and I think that's what you guys are saying too, is while people deserve a second chance, or most people, I think, should have a second chance. I think the standard that's in the political institution, in the legal fraternity, wherever, I think once we see the standard being broken or, things like that, then people are going to start feeling weird and funny about certain things. And this is what we're seeing with the PNP, with Kartel being on stage at the PNP conference, with Isaac Buchanan being, placed as a candidate on the PNP's ticket. These things have never happened before in Jamaica. Yes, what I say? With
Yes.
Buju Banton now, I forgot to put Buju. Buju not really a seek nothing from the politics, or any institution. And Buju is not out there campaigning and trying to cross certain boundary or break certain standard. Buju not doing that. But we understand that Buju do him time too. In 10 years, him come back home to Jamaica. Him a do him own thing. Him not try running part. You understand what I say, guys?
Yeah. But interestingly enough now, let's look at Shine, ISAT, and Vibes. Let's leave Shine for last because he's the best of the 3. Vibes Kartel,
Wait, the Liz. When you say best of the 3, what do you mean?
because he was in a nightclub with Diddy. I don't know if he was the person if I had shot, but he was in a nightclub. A fight started. Of course, in nightclubs, the crowd is heavy. They don't know. Shots are flying. The shot now say, excuse me, I in my want or she my want. It'll lick anybody who get out of the way. And Shines, of course, I agree. He did 10 years and he deserves a second chance because he's not a cold-blooded killer.
Well, let me just answer this question. Somebody asks, What was Shine charged for?
Yes. What was he charged for?
Hold on, there, let me just find the thing there. The formal charge that was laid against Shine is shooting and wounding two people.
All right, shooting and wounding two people because he was
But
in a nightclub and
yeah,
he's a licensed firearm holder. No,
he did not have a prior conviction. He had never
right?
been in any kind of compromising situation like them there. The rest
Okay,
of people them where they did it, them get lawyer and them get exonerated, including P Diddy and Fame Security and one heap of something. But
okay,
that was Shine's charge.
right. Shines deserve a second charge, and Shine has moved up to be now opposition leader, so he's back serving his nation. Now, in the case of the other two gentlemen, one, first of all, let's look at Isaac Buchanan. Isaac Buchanan came to Jamaica through conviction, got to the bar, did the exam. But then one of the highest office in the law profession is the director of public prosecution. How did Isaac Buchanan relate to that office? One. Two, on an CVM morning show, Isaac Buchanan described Jamaican people, 98% black, as monkeys. So is Isaac Buchanan redeemable? My humble opinion, no, he's irredeemable. Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel come out. Technicality has never been told. The courts never ever said you are not guilty. A technical situation occurred and it was used and he's out. What did Vibes Cartel do? Vibes Cartel was over in Spanish Town say, hey, big up the money and support the money and I want done. So Vibes Cartel has resorted to him natural status. Irredeemable, totally different from Shines. Me can live. No, the politics, as I say, has been labeled and nothing is wrong. Politics is good. It's a good profession to serve your nation and your country. It is just a case of the characteristics that is coming. And at the moment, the People's National Party, even the person who is up front bearing the name falsely as a faker, should not be there, right? So you have to look at a case of redeemable for second chance, irredeemable for second chance. You have to examine at those things as human beings.
All right.
Because,
So
you know,
hold on there. So when time it come on to the politics now, let us forget about, what people did and what they were sentenced for and whatever. Put that aside. Where the politics is concerned, where our representation, parliament and them thing is concerned.
to make laws right.
Yeah, the standard that is there. Me no know, me can't maybe you can tell the people them, but me no know if in Jamaica you have you have a thing that says if you were convicted of a crime or if you were convicted of certain crimes, you cannot represent people or serve in the parliament. I don't know if that exists.
I think so. Because you have had members of parliament, ministers of government who has been convicted for taking money from the state via the farmer program and they could not return to the parliament. They could not run again. You have
411, are
had
you aware of such a thing?
Party's decision. The
No, but
law,
the parliament
the
higher
law
than the
actually,
party. The
no,
parliament.
hold on now. Hold on now. The law, if I recall right, is speaking only to persons who are under conviction of 6 months or more. If they are under a conviction of 6 months or more, they're not qualified to run. And if they are in the parliament and they are under a sentence of 6 months or more, the seat
Mm,
becomes vacant. And the reason for that, of course, if you go put that in law like some of the African countries went and did, what will happen is that your opponents, when they're in power, will use the police and have some trump up charge against people and then and get them out of the way. So we not do that here.
mm.
But it is the political parties because the people, not like that with what is known as what them call criminal, that do not feel persons once them know, once them find out that the person, involved in anything, them not going to feel them. They're not going to represent the party. Both PNP and JLP has done that. So even though some persons were convicted, for example, um, even if persons were convicted and sentenced to prison, that are the main thing with people, I think, right? You're not going to allow them. In the case of Pernell Charles, he was locked up under the state of emergency in 1976 for more than 6 months, I think. But that would have been seen by people as political. And one last thing, may I say something about the fellow Shine? I don't know the instance, but I would expect that he would have been claiming self-defense
Um,
when if he was the one that did the shooting. And therefore that was the reason why his people now would say, well, I mean, defending somebody's life or defending a life is a noble thing in some people's view.
I think he actually claimed self-defense,
So
But
he did admit that he did
he
do the
went to
shooting.
trial. He went to trial. Let me just put the thing there on the screen because as you were talking, I was trying to pull up the two charge. He had three charges, but let me just put it up for clarity. But yes, his defense was self-defense. Let me just put it up. You can go and talk.
Michelle, Michelle,
There no music must have played, so she turn off her mic. The charge says in 1999, and I remember this very clearly. That was the year that I went to New York, moved from Jamaica, and this was a big high profile something in a New York them time there. He was charged with assault, 2 counts of assault, reckless endangerment, because of course it is within a closed space, a nightclub where so so-called put other people in danger, and criminal possession of an illegal weapon, which means that the firearm was probably not licensed. So he was convicted of the possession, reckless endangerment, and 2 counts because two people were injured.
Yeah, yeah, I can see why the people would tolerate him being in the parliament for these charges. But the business about cocaine, twice convicted, and that is when them get caught, and murder, rape, and all them something, pedophilia, then there's something that people not going to tolerate. If you get convicted, nobody look for going over parliament. You see, people must remember, that going into parliament is not a joke. This is not going into a church where you're looking salvation to earn your way a spot in heaven. This is a serious matter, right? This is life or death. This is people's rights, right? And therefore, the people who go in the parliament must have a certain, how should I put it now? They have to be of a certain
status.
mentality, right?
Mhm.
Remember
Mm,
in Britain, years gone by, they legalized not only, they made slavery a legal thing and had a slave code, but they also legalized stealing, right? Murder upon the high seas in order to get gold for them coffers, right? That's what a criminal minded set of people do.
Yes,
mm,
So you can imagine you go take people and pack up your parliament with all kind of people, with all kind of conviction. What the hell would happen? Also, remember one more thing. We have some arrangements in the inner city. It kind of resembles something that was going on the continent, except
mm,
it's not formal. And you have these persons known as area leaders or done. And you have some of them are right, and some of them are corrupt and perverse. And you hear stories about when the pitney reach a certain age, the little girl pitney them, right?
mm,
Them send to the mother and to send the child come, right? this is a type of thing that power can do to people. So you can take people with them the kind of criminal background and pack up in your parliament. What the hell you think can happen? Because if it happen, the inner city, nobody if you say can't happen in a parliament would allow them.
Of course.
Mm,
Okay. So then the people are supposed to then nowhere near them have a second chance in life in the private sector. The
True.
private sector is much bigger than government, where they
True.
can make money, they can talk and do anything, them no problem. But then the business nowhere near the parliament at all, is my view.
so you're basically saying that for certain crimes, for certain convictions, things that them should have in the parliament, and certain ones you think that people can overlook. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Yes.
not at all. None of them should be in the parliament. But in a
Oh.
case where two men were fighting, right, and one believed that his life was being threatened or him trying to defend somebody, the fact that the jury never believed him is that happening now. They convicted him because they never believed him. Maybe if he was white, they would have believed him. You understand?
Yeah.
So you take that into consideration. But you must remember that, and then it depends, because if it was something where him could have walked away from, or him have a bad temper, you have to be careful of that too. Because politics are something where people going mouth off on you and you some countries fight broke enough for them parliament, gun drawn all kind of something, right?
Mm,
So everything depends on what it was that the person did. Yeah.
mm. Okay. So for one, I'm gonna give you a chance to go look on the thing where Lisa weighed in on the election. Why are maybe you can just tell us off the top of your head. One of the things that she spoke of was why Portia and the PNP lost the election 2016. She was making a comparison with the 2024 election in America, saying that sometimes no matter what you do, even when you fix things and you do good, people will come and vote you out said way because of them bread and butter, them I think about and so. So me I say now to Liz say, is it a fair comparison now? What caused the PNP to lose 2016? And Liz told us what caused the PNP to lose. Lisa said the PNP fixed the economy, the macro economy, they addressed that. I made a comment on it and I said, look here, the reason why the PNP, the main reason why the Jamaican people, because there's a difference between why the PNP lost and why the Jamaican people voted out the PNP. Two different questions in my view, right? And I said the Jamaican people voted out the PNP 2016 mainly because you see the sacrifice to fix the macroeconomic situation in the country. The sacrifice was very harsh on the people. Would you agree with that 411? The wage freeze.
Um,
Yes, just yes or no.
um,
Just yes or no, real quick.
um, yes, to some extent,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, so the economic, the sacrifice, it was necessary, okay, but it was harsh on a lot of people. So me I say, listen, the people them felt the harshness of that sacrifice, and I think the people got impatient. You understand? And so they just felt like by the time Andrew come in now, them say, no, what, we're gonna just try something different. Because the PNP lose by one seat still, but still them lose. So I feel like said that made the people them vote out the PNP. In America now, it's kind of a different ball game because one of the things, when you know me, I'll be very frank. One of the things, yes, Joe Biden did some good things. He sure did. But there are a few things that he did that some people, were not very happy about. One thing was the way all them keep the border open for so long. Trump was able to come and campaign on it and demonize immigrants in the worst way I've ever seen in America. So that are one of the things them where, Harris didn't have enough time to disassociate herself from it and them sitting there. You understand me? So Me no know.
The
Well, in
PNP, the
terms of,
PNP,
hold on
Hold
there,
please,
princess.
hold on.
In terms of the PMP loss, yes, the taxes that were imposed and all that kind of thing, right? But what happened also, I agree with Princess, is that when Holness came with the payday, 18, come February, what was it, 25th, it will be payday.
yes,
And and I think that was, and the fact that they were going to lift the threshold to 1.5 million, that will affect only 200,000 people in Alca. That's just about it. The PNP was never able to debunk it sufficiently. They did try, and the only private sector person that came out and said anything about it was Little Joe Matalan, right? He was campaigning against it and said that it would cost 30 odd million. And the JLP said, no, not true, 5 billion it will cost. Of course, they grossly
man,
miscalculated.
EPAC team campaign and told us, Ralston, Iman, etc., said it was Peter Phillips, it would cost 32 million, billion,
That's
sorry.
right. But the only big private sector person that came out was Matalan. So what I'm saying was that the people heard that they believed that money was going to come their way, and and they thought that this was something that would be beneficial. I mean, 18,000 a month for, as I say, 18,000 a month for
Yes,
the rest
yes,
for the rest
yes.
of your working life is a good thing. So a lot of people never trusted it, and one and two did, and the people who really fell for it, I think, were the young people,
Not
and
only the young people,
so
the ordinary Jamaicans, the igglers, the taxi drivers, them people fall for it.
yeah, but it's mostly young people that voted for them, that put them there. So the young people were the ones that really um, fell for it. Then when the tax licked them to rotted, they had to split it over a 2 year period, $32 billion. But fortunately for us, Andrew Holness not like pay taxes, so he not raise it since. He not raise some more taxes since.
You're joking. You're joking. Taxes has
What do you
been
mean you're joking?
cut
Which
and
tax?
proved.
Liz, please, we are
No
need
Yes,
to
tax no raised in
fast.
the country.
We are
What is
need to
happening
fast
is
right.
over
that
here.
the tax collection that the PNP had set in train with Dr. Peter Phillips has it been improving. So every year, and then inflation, them I don't know, them setting a target of inflation of 4.5%, which means that the more the price of goods go up, is the more GCT that the government will be collecting. And then, of course, people get employed. And then in doubling the minimum wage, more than double it, I think. It was at 6.2 and it's now 15. They're more than double the minimum wage. So they'll be getting more in terms of the expenditure of people and that sort of thing. So they don't have to raise the taxes, but but that is what is happening. And so that was what happened. Why now? Also in the PMP, there were some internal things that were going on too. This issue
Ah,
of Dr.
yes.
Peter Phillips succeeding Portia, which must have been a deal. I always suspected it was a deal that they told him, "Look, man, after Portia, it will be you." And Portia was handing it over to him. If Portia had won, she probably left within a year or two, because that was what Michael Manley did. He made sure him run. He was ill, I think, and he made
Me
sure him
not, me
run
not,
and win.
Jamaica 4-1. I know me not like how you said that just now. More than
What?
like here when you say there was something going on in the PNP and you say like it was a handover thing. No. I think what happened is the undermine. Remember, I said Portia was being
No,
undermined.
man. No, me not reach here so yet to know. Me just point out to you that
Right.
they knew, because Portia would have been following the tradition, like what Manley started, him win first and then him retire after,
Mm-hmm.
and give the next leader an opportunity to, show what he can do. So they knew that if she had won, it would have more than likely been handed over to Peter Phillips. And remember, Peter Phillips got it after Portia retired, even after the PNP lost by acclamation. Nobody challenged him. So had Portia won, he would have become the prime minister within maybe 2 years. Should have retired, right?
Mm.
And so for them, that was unacceptable. So the party had to lose. They went and they put up these candidates to challenge 10 sitting members of parliament, And the reason for that is that they wanted the party to appear to be divided
True.
because nobody votes for a divided party. When we talk about challenge, we're talking about them challenging Lisa, and the election was in November of 2015. And somebody went and tell Portia she should call the election early. And I suspect a bunting them did that, although them tell lie about his Peter Phillips. Because them needed the party to appear to be
Divided.
divided, and they needed the election soon after that before the party started to look like it gelling, because the same thing was happening in the Labour Party, But a year before that, them settled down and everybody up and down the place and look united, while the PNP was busy trying to make everybody think that the party was divided. And I believe that was part of the strategy.
A mountain do it, man.
Of course,
Mount,
it's them because we saw
mountain
them do
and
the same
Nathan
thing
tell it.
after that. How we
Mm.
know, sir, then?
The stage, the stage, the stage for all of what happened in 2016 started from 2014. The
Yes.
stage
When
was being
Bunting, when
set.
Bunting gave up the what was
General
it?
Secretary
General
post.
Secretary for the starting thing.
And then with that, what was that? Because a statement was made from then. Peter David Phillips will be the only PNP president that will never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. So those wheels began to roll into position. And then with that coming into the person who took the office of General Secretary from Peter Bunting was ushered in. He did not face the electorate like the normal process. He was ushered in. Um, Julian Robinson and Raymond Price, both deputy generals, were asked. One was asked not to. They were both asked not to contest with him. One was asked to nominate him, and the other one was asked to seconded. That happened. The first two people the new general secretary attacked was Raymond Price and Julian Robinson. So the groundwork was being laid for
For
2016 to
for the
happen.
loss.
Right.
But look here, even with the sabotage, for the PN, and that was a big thing, big sabotage operation that. So
Yeah,
for
man.
the PNP, at the leadership of Portia, for the PNP lose by only one seat in
2016, 32, 31.
hold on there. PNP lose 14 seat when? Hold on.
2020.
Them not think of 17.
Well, whatever number it is,
No,
but
no,
in
they are
20,
No
29.
man, wait there. Despite these achievements in February 2016, the PNP lost 14 of its
yeah,
42 seats
yeah,
and has been, oh, she has a 14 seat from when?
from 2020, from 2016, it became 32, 31.
Okay.
Actually, in that cycle again, you had a challenge brought by the General Secretary. 12 sitting members of parliament were challenged. 12
Wait
sitting
there. Liz,
members of. Hmm?
Liz, me now understand how the 14 go. How the 14 calculate.
They had 42. If you take 14 from 42, no, 14.
No, remember, so the PNP lost, how much they lose in 2016? 11,
Um,
11 seats.
11, yeah. 11 of 12,
And then
right.
and
11.
then they
They lost
lost two,
11.
and then they lost
11 of
two
12.
after two of the MPs died.
Yeah. They lost 11 in 2016 and they lost 14 in 2020, I think. But
No, no,
the thing,
15 they lost 2020. They are
15,
29. Or was it
oh,
28?
sure, 29, yeah. But the thing is, again, in 2016, also, Andrew, not having a much to campaign and said, The money, 1.5 or $8,000 a week. And he took the manifesto, went to Coronation Market and took a picture. Politics and very meticulous science. He took a picture between two eagles with them bib on in a Coronation Market with the book, the manifesto. And they also taxmen, landscaper, domestic helper, coaster driver, you name it. Those ordinary average Jamaican. Because we heard them shouting at me. They thought they were going to get $18,000 a month. That was the catch, one of the catch. When Peter Phillips tried to go out to campaign because of the internal battle that was going on, he was not allowed to address the matter. And he had developed EPOC, and the entire EPOC team said that the 1.5 would cost um $32 billion, and they were right. However,
Um,
because the everyday man bread and butter situation, and then also when he said you can sleep with your door and your window open, those
I
were the
don't think
things that
everybody take him seriously about that.
yes, yes, they did.
you
Yes,
don't
they
think
did.
so?
Yes, they
Not at
did.
all. All them
Yes,
for
they
take him
did.
serious. All them for take him serious, and him never outline how it was going to happen. It was just something
Yeah,
that him
but
said,
yeah,
They
but he
yeah.
didn't
was saying
tell
that
him
the
the end.
PNP, whenever the PNP is in power, crime increase. That is
It
what him
was,
said, and the PNP never
not-
responded to it at
it was
all.
catching. It was catching.
Then
It was
all the
part of the
PNP
catch.
if you respond if internally them a kill off one another and a try to take a seat and
No, but
move.
it wasn't true. But they never. And on today, the PNP are run a very bad campaign. You know, the PNP allow the JLP to say that when the JLP is in power, the economy grow, and when PNP is in power, the economy decline. And it look like them don't know the history, because for sure when Norman Manley came to power in 55 and introducing in the Tourism Encouragement Act with the other encouragement acts, which I do believe he was the one that introduced in the first place. The economy was growing because of that all
No,
the
but
way through.
no, but the thing is, the PMP two worst campaigns were
The
2016.
two party them blame one another for every damn thing, yeah
That
man.
is not that is natural, but it can
Oh,
be
the
proven.
PNP,
It
the
can be
PNP
proven.
don't defend themselves against certain things and allow the Labour right them to come out and say these things. And me after that upon under the chat them, the newspaper article and the discuss, I tell them say not go so the
No,
economy was growing and Buster inherit a growing economy and him left the economy a grow same way until the 70s when the world oil crisis started. That is where the problem really started for the economy, not
Yeah,
socialism yet.
I sure.
You
It's
know,
no,
true.
but listen,
a lot of people don't know that.
the PMP two worst campaign was 2016 and 2020 because every time that the PMP coordinated the internal struggle with the Rise team because they printed, I keep telling people this, they had printed hats, shirt, badges, you name it from as far as 2014. The Rise United movement had printed those things. I saw it. They had printed from 2014. One of the earliest indicators was what happened in East Portland while the late Dr. Linville George Bloomfield was away in Asia seeking assistance to build a hydroelectric dam.
All
And
right,
while
Liz, let us not go too far back in
all
history.
right, yeah, well, true. But
But
the catch for 2016 was the internal challenge to 12 MPs. We lost 11 of those, and the 1.5 or 18,000, and you can sleep with the door. The catchphrase alone, you can sleep with the door and your window open. If
411,
you want to wake up dead,
No,
vote
no,
PNP.
I don't think the PNP lost any of those seats, They never lost any,
hold
if
on,
I remember right.
411. In the comment, they must say it's funny how you only go back to Norman Manley. What about Michael PJ Portia?
No,
You
but
want to respond?
Norman Manley was where we're talking about the growth. And I don't remember if the economy actually declined totally under Michael.
No,
A
it
lot
never
of
did. It
people,
never did.
Liz, let the woman finish what she has saying and stuff and just jump in, some man.
yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
sorry.
remember if it had declined. Maybe the growth was very meager. A lot of Labour Party supporters seem to think that there was big growth in the 80s, but in fact, the growth really was towards the end, and a large part of it had to do with Gilbert. Remember when the hurricane mashed up the place, where they're going to have a growth next time, and so on. But the growth was meager all the way through, and we've been having problems ever since the 70s, and we have not been able to correct the economy. Neither parties have been able to correct the
Yeah, I
economy. And
think
I
you're
guess,
covering up your volume button for one.
yeah, I'm saying that none of the parties have been able to correct and you see, I am very simple, you see, because me kind of older than quite a number of persons. And I remember the days when, I mean, I I grew up in the 70s. I was in my teens for most part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember what Jamaica was. Now, I was saying recently to Karen Cross that how I would look at the economy as really going somewhere is if I were to see less people on the street, meaning jobs are so available that people realize that to go in the factory, to go into offices and so on and work, they will make more money than they make selling on the street. That is when you see the people and just pour back into the business places without government having to legislate or anything like that. That is when you know that the economy is going back to the level it was soon after independence. Because it was because of the jobs, loss of jobs, and the meager pay that drove people out on the street to become independent people selling and making money. You follow me? So the
Mm-hmm.
only way, so as not, so even if you see more and more people going and selling, that is telling you that there's something wrong with the economy.
All right, here's another. Here's another. But before me go to the next comment, because some people,
Not,
I mean,
not,
some.
can I just say something?
Hold on a second. When time I come on to Portia now, they
Well,
ask, you know.
well, I'm going to tell you. Let me see if I can answer this person on screen. The great 411 let me down. Jamaica demise started in 1972. The PNP inherited a strong economy,
No, it
and we
started
all
to
knew what happened. Be truthful. Let me be truthful, my friend. Hold on, the princess. Let me be truthful. Let me be truthful. I was born in Kingston, but I grew up in St. Mary, a place named Boscobel. Ever heard of it? Great. And I remember what the roads used to look like in Jamaica. When we were traveling into Kingston, we were traveling mostly through the Junction Road. I can tell you that between Boscobel and Ocho Rios, you had certain excellent spots on those roads, and those usually are where the hotels are. After that, my stepfather drove a Chevy, the big swanky car in those days.
Mm,
And when him had to pass a truck on the Junction Road, and Junction used to foggy in them days, anybody old enough to remember Junction can tell you. I don't know, we never drive over the precipice because when the truck come in, him have to drive, him have to move over and make the truck pass. In other words, my friend, a strong economy is not just about the books. That is a mistake that the Labour Party has been making, right? Why they don't stay long in power. Mark you, in those days, it's 10 years. The people used to give each one of the parties 10 years,
mm,
right? Because the Labour Party concentrate and focus on the macro. Only the middle class and the upper middle class care about that. It's bread and butter the man down on the street care about.
mm-hmm.
They were not developing the country. They were not spending the money on the roads, right? And so the country was not being developed. So yes, the economy that you call strong was a book economy, but the people were not feeling it in terms of the infrastructure, and that could be one of the reasons. I was 10 years old, so me can't tell you exactly why the people voted, but But the people certainly were
Hold
excited
on there.
about
Hold
Manley
on
and
there.
what Manley was coming with.
Strong Link said not 10 years. 2 terms. Then 2 terms.
Yes, two
Women
terms.
are
No,
like
no,
how
no.
they
True. Two
women
terms.
are
But
like how
it
them
usually
petty. He petty man, he petty. Alright, go on.
no, it's
Sorry.
two terms. It's two terms. But most of the time, it would have add up to yeah, 2 terms. 2 terms. Most of them ended up with 8 years.
Eh,
Manley was 8 years because in call the election early because of the problems.
10 year big difference. Come on, man. I better call up a thing with that look at foolishness there. Come on.
Nobody's correct. It's a 2 terms. So and the demise of the PNP, you cannot blame the PNP only if you want truth, because you have to remember that the JLP was participating in what was going on in the 1970s. Yes, Manley was very radical and gave the impression that the country was going communist, and perhaps Eddie Siaga believed that in order to defend that. But we were of the opinion that it was power that he wanted that badly. But as time goes by and we start to get more revelation, realize that probably it's the CIA and the Americans who are doing them things themselves. And he may not have been involved in that, even though he may have benefited. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So to try and say that the economic demise started in 1972, no, that's not strictly true. And even so, let us even say it started in 1972. Why is that nobody has been able to fix it since? And don't tell me that this economy is fixed, because it ain't, right?
What so you often hear about macroeconomic, but you don't hear about micro. For a very long time in Jamaica. You hear about the macro, but you not hear about the micro. We have to go talk about that one of them day, I know.
Yes, it's just now with Andrew Holness, the JLP is trying to, um, yes, I'm talking a lot about the economy and the economy, and how well the economy is doing, which is typical. The
Can
PNP
I say
started to do
something
the
on this
same thing too.
economic? Can I say
But
something about this economic space and the growth of Jamaica economy over
yeah,
the
but
years?
before, give me a second, Liz. But what has been happening? Let me tell my labor right friends what has been happening is that how Jamaican people vote, and that was what PJ understood why I'm staying in power so long. How Jamaican people vote is based on how the economy benefits them. That's why we have been saying that if Andrew Holness wants him third term, him have to focus on making sure that the economy affects as many people as possible in a positive way.
And that's a no brainer.
And that is the minimum wage will be the key, and he has been doing that. But the cost of
Mhm.
living is eating that out, and that is what is killing him.
All
So he
right.
needs
Can
to
I
fix
say
that.
something? Can I
You
say
agree with me,
something on
Liz?
this
You agree
economic
with me,
space?
Liz?
Hmm?
You agree with me, Liz?
No.
Isn't that
So
the
about
reason
the
why
economy.
people vote for government, because them affect them life positively?
Every
Yes.
individual, every
But
individual, when them go out there go vote, them going out there to vote and how they are affected individually or lot thereof.
Exactly.
okay.
So
That's a
But
fact.
look at the true picture. 1962 to 1972 is the worst economic situation this country has experienced.
I don't agree
62
with
to
that. I
72.
do not
Yeah,
agree with that. But you were
1962 to
living, in
1972.
Kingston. You were living in Kingston, so I can't dispute that. But certainly in the country, no, very different experience. Yeah.
The situation was that the bauxite industry and the sugar industry, both owned by England, Canada, and the United States. The bauxite industry saw like America and Canada came in, invested like 8 million US dollars, made profit of 64 million US dollars, and it all went out. Same thing with the sugar industry owned by England. Now, for the national GDP, there was no agricultural development.
No, I don't know if I agree with none of them. And I agree with
There
that,
was
Princess.
no there was no productive capacity. The whole thing reached so bad that
No,
they
that's not, I don't agree with you at
hold
all.
on, hold on. Let me finish. I'm listening to you now. The
Why not?
whole, the whole unemployment rate was high, the illiteracy rate was high. The things reached so bad that the Clarendonians summed it up brilliantly in 1968. Look there now, everything crashed. And with that momentum, Michael Manley campaigned brilliantly on better must come. What did Michael Manley do? Michael Manley looked, when he came to power in 1972, it was a master stroke. After his father, 55 to 62, to lay the foundation for our national GDP advancement. Michael did, he did land to the people, farm. He developed the private sector, the Jamaican private sector. We started producing things like sardine. He
So
developed.
Liz,
Hmm?
let me just ask you this real quick. Is there anything, sorry about that. Is there anything in Jamaica that the JLP did right or did good or just PNP alone did good?
When?
Yeah, yeah, no.
No,
No bother, no
when?
bother, no bother.
All right, let me
No,
let me let me tell you something. Let me tell you something though. In the 50s and 60s, right?
Mm,
The economy was growing. But even though it was growing, like where we were in Boscobel, you still have persons who were unemployed. So people are still leaving the island just like now, but they were not leaving the island because they were getting low pay, because jobs were just not available. You follow?
mm.
Now, well, go on, yes or no? No, I could buy with 1 cent.
they didn't have a
When
minimum
I look
wage.
at when I look at the currency, when I look at the currency, the currency was a Jamaican pound, and the rate was like 71 cents to the US, and that was from 1950, and that never reached 76 cents until 1968. Right, so prices were stable. Me never know not more price increase when me a picnic. Never say not like that, except maybe bus fare, right? And my mother is the one who used to, give me the money for that.
That's
But I'm saying that apart from the infrastructure, the the prices were stable and life was. My mother used to pay the housekeeper eight dollars per week, right?
Mhm.
I went to Iona Prep School in Tower Isles, and I have never seen a child put out of a classroom because they couldn't pay the fee. And even people whose child was going, people who sell a market was sending their children to prep school. People who drove tourists in a them car, right? Like how you see them have them now. Them used to send them picnic come to school. When I went to Excelsior, I went to the Extension High School at first, up to 76, 78. Never see anybody put out of the classroom because they couldn't afford it. So,
no, because
so, so people could.
implemented.
No, the free
The
education did not
education
start at that time. Free education started 78, and that is when I benefited from it.
started in 1973. Free education started in 1972.
My
73.
darling, my darling, I'm telling you about Excelsior High School. They
Free
never
education
reached.
started in
Princess, don't run me
1973.
down. I'm telling you that in
You
Excelsior High
can't tell
School, we were
me
still paying
me my
fees
school
until
free
1978.
education started in 1973. That's
But
We
when he
that,
had
but,
free education.
but Princess, I'm saying to you that may be true for some places, but not in the high schools. The high school started in 1978. They took over some of the high schools. They were, in fact, Manley was doing it in stages. I think the schools could not afford
Free
to
education
carry
started
on.
in 1973, was implemented in all schools.
all right. Make we move on from the free
In
Yes,
education.
1978, was when Excelsior Extension High School was merged with the high school. When we were there for the 3 years, I never see a picnic being taken out of the school. That gradually became worse with inflation and the lagging behind of the salaries. You follow what I'm saying? And that started from the world oil crisis. Only those of us who were there, and people don't talk about it. That's why a lot of persons, younger persons, don't know about what happened them time. When the OPEC doubled the oil price and through the whole, except all of the non-oil producing countries, all of the economy went into a mess. And that was why we went to the IMF in the first place,
Mm.
right? So
We didn't go to
Um,
the IMF in 1975. We went to the IMF in 1978.
I never said 1975. I
But
said
that
that
was
in
the high crisis.
73,
But that
it
was the
threw
high
the
crisis of
countries
Egypt.
in a tizzy, and eventually we had to go to the IMF because we had a balance of payment issue, and it was because largely of the oil bill, even though people were
The
running.
economic development, the economic growth and development. You hear them telling about growth, growth, growth. The economic growth and development was one of the most advanced situations that happened 72 to 80. That
Mm.
period. Because what happened, the means of production was given to the people. Ownership of the means of production in the country. ESOP, employer share ownership, partnership, and companies. And then, because of those programs, and the economic space that the ordinary worker was brought into. Alton Alexander did not like that. So they formed ESOJ in 1976. Now, when you're talking about economic growth, people begin to learn that at first what they were looking at is the export of bauxite and tourism, but eventually, when they saw what was happening 72 to 80, Norman Manley started in 55 to 62. And then his son revolutionized it even further, 72 to 80, housing trust, um, national youth service, etc. Right? All of those things are part of economic growth. So when them created this narrative, negative narrative, that all the economy was wrecked, that's not true. That is why the gentleman had to resort to the help of the CI and bring violence because he couldn't afford man to continue after 80 time. No, what would happen to him? So the
Let me
econ
put it.
right now,
Let me put
All
something.
right.
Eh, let me put something to the people before we go on, Natalie. I
Mm,
want people to understand something. There has been a harping on this thing about economic growth.
mm,
Do you know, or they may not be aware, that you can have a hell of a economic growth, 30%, and still have people being plunged in poverty? How did that happen?
mm,
Businesses, you can have businesses coming in and then produce to export, and they are making a whole heap of money. But the people in down there not getting, not being employed, or the people not getting wages that can make them survive. So you will have, sorry, economic growth, because that won't show up now as an economic growth, but the people don't feel it.
mm,
Economic growth is not the most important thing. It's just an indicator of how the country is. The most important thing in the economics is how the economy affect the people, particularly the poor people. So what was happening on the PJ, bad as things look, is that there was a lot of material progress for people, right? Even though the economy then not going good, and even though businesses were crashing, and that's why PJ was there for so long. Apart from the fact that people never want back Eddie, and that is a fact. My friend wanted truth, so that is the truth, right? But the people were materially, they were better off before the regulation. Let me give this one example. You could get a jeans pants make in Jamaica for over $1,000. I mean, that was enough money in them days, right? And when
mm,
Gazan, Azan, and all them man, they go about the place go bring in the material, even though the money was devaluing at a rapid rate, people could get a jeans to buy poor people for $200, and
mm,
shoes was selling for $100. So they were not feeling the economic slide that the businesses were going through, right? If you just walk and shop. You agree with me, princess? Or where she gone? But that
Just
was
so.
what happened. So the people were experiencing positive, because we're a materialistic people, and we were experiencing a positive change, and that was why people, no care what them hear and see or go on around them, they were
Mm,
voting back for the PNP. Bruce came with a very clever plan. What Bruce said? Bruce said, yeah, we're not going too bad, but we can do better. And that him saying, and that is one way to campaign against a government that is perceived by the people to be not too bad. You're going to say to them, say, yeah, it's not too bad, but we should be doing better. And here is better. And this is what we're going to do. And that's how him end up winning in barely win too. You understand? It was a close race, but that is a strategy.
Mm. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for your input. All of who just come, una have to go watch back for hear what Vibes Cartel said, and oh, right now him left Isaac hanging. You know,
Yeah,
kind of.
I said dead now water there, so no, you
Yeah,
can't depend
man.
on vibes.
No, no, no. That is a very
Yeah. Vibes are put
injurious.
himself. Yeah, vibes are put him own interest first.
Yeah, it's an injurious statement. Vibes Cartel makes. So now have to go watch back for hear that, right?
God
And then
bless him.
more have to know what Daryl Vaz think. But of course, Daryl Vaz and him wife not going to come comment on that. They shouldn't. Yeah. So and also, Lisa makes some valid point about the election loss of the PNP, and I just don't know if the political dynamics are the same
Yes, they
between the
can.
loss of the PNP 2016 to the loss of the Democratic Party's election of 2024. This is a very devastating thing for Americans, especially those who are in the immigrant community, the female population, and some males who voted for Harris on female issues, yeah? So guys, make we come back tomorrow. It was a robust discussion, so I appreciate everybody's input and everybody's participation. If you haven't subscribed, guys, subscribe to the channel, please, and thanks. And please go over 411, go subscribe as well, and listen to what she has to say on her channel. She does her thing different, and we love it. So 411,
Yeah.
and we catch you tomorrow. Thank you guys for stopping by here.
All
All
right,
right.
no problem.
Respect,
Good
thank
night,
you.
everybody. We will agree on next time.
Yeah, man. All right.
All right.
Mhm. Yeah, guys. So, over here is a mature platform. It would be boring if we all agreed all the time. Some things we're not gonna agree on, but at the end of the day, we are Jamaicans, and no matter where we stand, where the politics is concerned, even if we don't stand on the politics, we all want to see our beautiful country be in the best of health at all times. Thank you for joining. Have a good night. Catch you tomorrow.
It is a joining of the most formidable movement, political movement in Jamaica. This is the movement of the people of Jamaica.
Hey, move out my way.